financial fraud most of the time happen and they are discovered, and then we find out that it's the most trusted person who did the fraud. Industrial espionage, like someone selling secret information to a competition, someone, employees, executive, salesperson, stealing clientele. In 10 years, we find out that this lady, bookkeeper, stole $1.6 million.
Especially because there's a lot of stuff related news with corporate investigations.
Yeah, we
stuff.
do a lot of corporate investigation.
And what I'm been gathering about, what I've been reading from the questions, is that a lot of people, they need to understand what a corporate investigation is. What do they usually misunderstand about the work?
So, interesting question, John. People don't know. A lot of businesses and corporate companies don't know that using a private investigator can be very, very useful for them, and that can save them hundreds of thousands of dollars. To be exact, they can use a private investigator for different reasons. For strategy, business strategy, okay, we can help them with that. Hiring, internal security, internal fraud, employee fraud. Very important, because obviously you cannot do everything by yourself, so you have to delegate, and sometimes you have to delegate position like that give other people very risky position like finance, money, management, inventory, and etc. So I believe corporate company really don't understand the value of hiring a private investigator.
So you're saying that if a company needs to hire a CFO, if a company needs to allocate and hire the right candidate for a top position
Yes.
that is going to handle either data, sensitive data, or money, the private investigator will help them
Absolutely.
understand who this person is.
Absolutely.
Great.
It is very important because it's a key position that can be very benefits for your business, or it can be very catastrophic if you hire the wrong person. So there is that kind of negligence, okay? To me, it's a negligence. Everybody who's running a business today need intelligence information to be aware of what's going on inside the business and outside of the business as well.
I think this is a very interesting question. At what point does an internal issue become an investigative matter rather than an HR problem?
Okay, HR, we do work a lot with HR. We do a lot of screening. HR, it's a screening relationship that we have with the companies, okay? Employee screening, very important. But after, there is, HR are not always listening what's going on inside the business, all right? I will say the most valuable value and quality of a CEO or a business owner, it's to listen, okay? And hear what's going on inside. And hear and be very attentive of what employees needs or want, okay? And unfortunately, it's not always the case because they're busy, okay? And they don't spend enough time to understand what's going on, what's wrong, what can be wrong. And also, they are trust issue. They've been working with people for so many years, so they are feeling very comfortable with them, and they have tendency to trust overboard, okay? Which means hiring a third person who has no long-term business, with that person, with employees, can be able to see many things like fraud, okay? And fraud happens, financial fraud most of the time happen, and they are discovered, and then we find out that it's the most trusted person who did the fraud.
An insider.
Someone that you relied 100% on.
Right.
Okay? So why you didn't see it coming? Because you trust. Because you have, it became emotional as well. So hiring a third person, like a private investigation firm, to do some kind of due diligence inside your company and check everything, that help a lot, okay?
Sure.
And we can also provide technology to monitor red flags.
Okay, that's great. And that's a point that you can extend in another point. I have a lot of questions here that we need to cover ground. What are the most common private investigations corporate investigations you handle at the moment?
At the moment, I mean, fraud, mainly fraud, financial fraud, embezzlement, employees stealing money, every level of businesses. Okay. Then also counter espionage, like industrial espionage, like someone selling secret information to a competition. Okay. Someone, employees, executive, salesperson, stealing clientele. So that's why you have to be you have to be on top of your business.
What warning signs should business owners look for that indicate financial misconduct?
Okay, so that's interesting because there is so many tricks that employee can do to hide, embezzlement, stolen merchandise. So you need to understand, a lot of times there is anything that comes out of your rules, okay? It's a red flag, which means you need to look for red flag. Red flag mean you have a rules, like every week somebody need to do inventory, okay?
Right.
They have to give you number inventory every week. They have to be precise. They have to be this, that, compare with the one before. If it happens that that person is jumping inventory, it's because there is something going on that they're trying to hide. Now, just going to tell you a story of, it's a bookkeeper. She was working for 15 years for the owner. The owner loves her. She was a hard worker. She was the first one in the office and the last one at the office. Okay? She never practically take vacation. She never missed a day. She's always here. And she's always protecting her space, her books. You should be saying, oh, she's a very good employee. She cares. You understand?
When you say she's protecting her books,
So
what do you
she
mean?
doesn't let anybody else to look at the books. For
Okay,
example.
got it. Okay.
It's a bookkeeping, so she doesn't want anybody to get involved in the
In her
accounting,
data, in
in
what
her
she
data,
does. Right. Okay.
or check she have a specific access in the computer as an admin, which means she access everything, but she's the only one. Okay, so that's the problem, because when something is so well guarded, it's because there is something
Sure.
under the rock. Okay, and that's 100% what happened.
So
And
that's a sign.
it's a sign. I had a case like that, and this lady got sick. So she had an emergency. She had to go to the hospital. So somebody else took the books over. The somebody else was the wife of the owner of the business. And then she found out that many problem in the books. Money was missing, check were issues. She found ghost employee. Ghost employee, it's employee that you have on payroll, but you don't know them. They don't work in your business.
Wow.
So the payroll, on payroll, she had her son, her daughter, her husband, her brother, and many people on payroll that were receiving salary but was not working in the company. Okay? When the company is making a lot of money, the boss doesn't look in detail. A lot of them don't look on detail. And unfortunately, as an owner of a company, you should be on top of your books, not somebody else. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But people don't like to deal with numbers. They don't like to reconcile books and checks and this and that. So they have people doing it for them. But you can do that, but always supervise
The results.
check everything, the balances, the result, minus, plus, minus, this, that give you like a red flag. Something is wrong here.
Yeah,
Okay.
they start by doing $10.
Look.
I mean, anything. But they can start small and gradually, because they see a loop,
Yeah.
they go for it.
In 10 years, we find out that this lady, bookkeeper, stole $1.6 million.
From
$1.6 million. And I'm talking about, like, it was in 2007, 17. We got that case a long time ago. But they were
And she
making,
did it gradually?
of course.
Look, you said it. The CEOs are very busy. They are extremely busy taking care of business, bringing business. And they're relying on somebody who they trust. Are these people changing over time and they become the insider that does investment? Are they coming already, in your experience, are they coming already ready to go, understanding that they just want to do it? What is in your experience? What you have on?
There is many things, Sometimes it happened by accident. Okay? What I mean by accident, you have one of your employee, you trust it with the bank account, with the money, and this employee has an emergency crisis, okay? Personal, and he doesn't have the money to face the problem right now. So what he does, he's going to take the money from the business because he has access and use it for his personal use and reimburse the company after, okay? That happened.
Okay.
That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that in the first place. But the employee took the money that he didn't have when he needed it and reimbursed it later. So he did something, but he paid back. It happened a few times that employees start to do that once, twice, and then at the third time,
they get comfortable
they
and
get comfortable.
or caught up with the situation and they can pay.
Or the employer didn't even notice the transaction. Then they say, if he didn't see it, they're making, because that's how they think. They're making so much money, they don't even see it. It's not going to hurt them. I need it more than they do. You understand? Wow. Yeah, but it's like that.
Have you got anybody on confession saying that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they on confession, they have confessed.
Yeah. And I asked them, I say, what do you think it's right for you to do that? And they say they have so much money, they are rich. For them, it's not going to hurt them. And I need it at the point that it was an emergency for me.
So here's an interesting question. Can you spot that pattern or that person doing the background check?
Yes, absolutely. That comes for, there is the background check that we do. It's kind of a comprehensive background checks. So that gives us a lot of patterns for the last 20 years. You can see if someone has been having trouble with the workless checks already. That's a bad sign. Credit card fraud, petty theft, grand theft, stealing, shoplifting, all those things are not major crime. I mean, some are, but some are not.
Right.
And they are misdemeanors, but it's a bad habit. You understand? But if it happens too many times, it's a problem.
Got it. Many times you talk in this show about shell companies, and you said that shell companies is a way of laundry
fraud.
Money.
Yeah, laundry money, fraud, embezzlement, hiding money that you don't want that people where the money is coming from. Okay, so shell company is a fraud. Okay, it's like an offshore bank account. It's a fraud. Okay, it's illegal to do that, and people do that. They do that because they're greedy and they think they're gonna get away with. Okay.
So I got one of our subscribers and viewers asking, how do shell companies and fake vendors get used to drain corporate funds?
Easy. It's a fraud. There is a guy who just got caught not too long ago. He got caught stealing and billing Amazon, billing Google's for millions of dollars. And Google Pay because they thought he was a vendor. He built a company, shell company, similar of names of the company that Google were dealing with.
Wow.
Or Amazon vendors that he knew by intelligence research, create a company and build them. And automatically, the bookkeeping and the accounting department of those humongous company. They're $1 billion
Right.
company. For them, it's nothing. They were billing like 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, things like that. That's normal. And at one point, he was on auto payment. So nobody was supervising any wire transfer or digital electronic payment.
Right.
Okay, it was automatically the system, the fraud was incorporated in the payment system. So that's bravo. I mean, you gotta be super smart to do and realize this kind of fraud. I mean, it's
But there's got to
amazing.
be an insider
But he got
helping
caught.
out,
Yeah, probably there is inside informer.
understanding the
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Organized crime. That's
Yes.
what it is. The organized crime means organized.
right.
So they know what they're doing.